Welcome, friends, to a moment of ethical reflection and deeper understanding. Today, on November 12th, 2023, we gather to explore the profound implications of the Eighth Commandment, Thou shalt not steal. Join Reverend Judith Taylor of Tyler Unity Center as we delve into the values of honesty, respect for others' belongings, and the spiritual significance of this timeless commandment. May this sermon inspire you to live with integrity and uphold the virtues of trustworthiness in every aspect of your life.
We know God is love, not loving, because God is not a person, place. But we are God, we are love. And we know that that is the essence. The image of that video that stays in my mind is that big hand pointing at that one person. We are that one person. The they that we talk about is just other people like us. They too want the same things: peace, love, understanding. But we are that one person, that leaven that can leaven the whole world. You know, when you are in a good mood and you're peaceful and centered, you go out into the world with that energy. Not even speaking to people, you affect them. You are that center that comes down to one. You are the one. There is a reason why you exist here, now, as you. You are a blessing that keeps echoing throughout creation. We don't limit that to our world, what we know, because all creation comes down to one. So we as a collective, expressing love, unconditional love, we expand that energy on our planet with all people. Even animals respond to love. Plants respond to love. So as we go about, we're like a zipper opening out that field of love and letting it free to express. When we see something that appears counter, we know that the circle completes itself, and love is the circle. The center is everywhere, the circumference is nowhere. Love is the energy of the world, the energy of life, the energy of you. The God in you is always love, and it never leaves. Regardless of what appears on the outside, love remains. Whether you're in your body, out of your body, living, appearing to not have yet been born, it's still love. Let's go inside and simply feel love. You don't have to point it at anything or anyone if you don't want to, but just the experience of love. Let's focus on that and realize that that energy includes you. We are taught to love God with all our heart, mind, and soul, and to love our neighbors as ourselves. Let's do that right now. Go into your heart, relax, and know that whether you can feel love consciously or not, you still are love, incarnated. Let's love together. As your attention returns to here and now, keep that feeling with you. Keep that knowledge of your center. Always keep that feeling of being one with the world in love. This is so, and so it is. I don't want to be obscene, but was that as good for you as it was for me? You know, it was easy for me because I thought about you guys. I didn't have to go anywhere. I just thought about this place. Because to me, that is what we are. I love each and every one of you. Some of you I've just met. But still, it's easy to see someone in love. You know, there's a song by Joni Mitchell, I'm aging myself. Oh, I love you when I forget about me. It makes it easy to love when you're not seeking anything. There's no conditioning. There's no expectations. When you look at a person just as they are, all you see is love. I got tissues because I cry. When I get happy, and I'm really happy, I'm enjoying the spirit here. You know, some of you know that one of our old-time members had a funeral here yesterday in celebration of life. It's not really a funeral, but there were a lot of traditional people who were in funeral mode. I'm sad, I'm missing him, I have a loss. But there's no loss. What's in your heart remains. All your memories, all the love you had for that person. And we call it a celebration because you get a chance to share that energy with other people who love that person. Why don't we do that all the time? Why do we wait for the body to go? Why don't we make that just what we do? That's how I feel about you guys. I think that when we come here to celebrate, we call it celebration service, we're celebrating that energy between us. To me, that's why not 100% of the time? It's always there. We say God is everywhere present, everywhere potent, and God is love. So why not be in love like you really are? Yes, I like to make puns. I'm a very punny person. But it's true. You know, a lot of times our distress is because we think something is out of place or in the wrong time frame or format. You know, we want the container to look a certain way. We want things to come in a certain way. And then we get disappointed when what we want is not what the whole world experiences. Now, I know you can see the silliness in that. Do you want, you know, one of the things that they complain about in China is that there's only one person making the decisions. I mean, think about the possibilities that that brings. People can be interesting. We're people too. We have to remember that we too have things. We were talking in Sunday school, Linda mentioned, things that you believed when you were small. Absolutely, no question. And as you've gotten older, you know, the thing about putting away childish things, we think differently. We know a lot more. We've had more experiences. We're more open to possibility, not just this one thing. And that's the beauty of this video. It all comes down to one. All the differences that we see, it's just like different pair of clothes. It's just like growing through something. You know, technically, we're all like adolescents. I know that sounds terrible, doesn't it? Oh, the angst, the questioning, oh, who am I? But we all have that in us. The only reason some would think about stealing is to say, I don't have that. If you're looking at stealing anything, you are affirming to the universe that you don't have what you need. And that's true not only in material things. If you're talking to someone, I'm going to try to make it funny. You're talking to someone with traditional beliefs about the world. And you want to, but unity says love. Love them for where they are, who they are, where they are on their path. Don't steal the peace. Don't steal the peace that they have found in their religion. When they are ready to question, they will. We all got these wonderful lumps of cholesterol that think. It is, the brain is mostly cholesterol. We talk about cholesterol-lowering drugs. I want my cholesterol. So when people find happiness in a twig, and we want them to know, well, look, there's flowers and all sorts of other stuff, but they're stuck to their twig. Let them have their twig. Don't steal it from them. They're on their path. We once were way back there on our path. So just as people could affirm us and love us as we changed, that's what we do to other people. That's what we do to our world. There'll always be things that, oh, I could make that better. Why don't they? Because they're they. They're not you. They're connected to you, but their conscious being is like, these are all fingers, but this finger can't do what the thumb can do. All the fingers have different capabilities and possibilities. The thumb doesn't say, oh, I wish I was a baby finger, he's so cute. Oh, we do that sometimes. I wish I was 30 pounds smaller. I wish I had that car. Ooh, a lifestyle like that. The universe says yes. So when you say, I don't have that, I want that, universe says, yeah, you want it. You don't have it. Okay. It's up to you. Why say that you need that other person's thing? There's not only one of them. Really. You know? Just like we choose a car. We love our car. Our car gets totaled. There's other cars just like it. It's a thing. We can't even say it's a piece of metal. It's a piece of metal and plastic. Plastic is forever. So we get upset because these things represent something to us. You know, the woman who's in love with someone else's husband. I know that's none of you. But that woman thinks she needs that particular man to fulfill her. Now, let's be real. No matter how much you've been around somebody, you don't know all of them. You surely don't know what is their path to their higher good. You might see some things that worked for you. You might see some things in them that you think may uplift them. Well, what we do is exude that love of whatever it is, and they will pick it up if it's theirs. If this is not their path, they won't pick it up. And if it is, they will. We don't have to have angst about that. We don't have to make ourselves the savior of the world. Let them have their peace where they are and love them. We all know that love makes a difference, that prayers make a difference, that our intention makes a difference. So our intention is to honor the Christ in everyone. Even, Linda was bringing that up in Sunday school, even Judas, who we all say, he's a Judas, he's terrible. He was chosen. The disciples were chosen. He didn't just happen to bop in the door and say, hey, I'm with y'all. He was chosen. So and when in the Lord's Prayer, the clue, Jesus is said to have looked at him and said, go do what you have to do now. Do it quickly. He didn't say, I know what you're going to do and you shouldn't do it. It was none of that. There was love and acceptance for where he was. And I think it's pretty brave. I wouldn't have wanted to be that person that led him to that, however it played out. So sometimes, we talk about soul paths. I remember, can't think of the author, but they were talking about how we make agreements before we get here. There's a reason why we have the mother we have. There's a reason why we have the children we have in this wonderful church together. We make contracts to meet other people. All of us have met somebody that say, I knew them before. I'm not just meeting this person. I know this person. I can feel it. Sometimes people make a contract to teach you. And the way humans are, sometimes we learn from things we don't like. Somebody who bugs you, someone who pushes all your buttons, that might be their soul assignment to help you grow. I read a quote that said, I think he used the word worst. The worst people in your life are your teachers, not because they're wise, but because you seek to become to. You seek to grow. So wouldn't life give you opportunities to grow? Wouldn't it? I mean, the universe says yes. So you say, I want to be more patient. Okay, here's some opportunities to be patient. We ask for it. And it's a good thing. So when we find something that we have to exert ourselves or get out of our comfort zone, the only thing out there is love. Now, it doesn't always look like Paul's shirt. Sometimes it looks like a tragedy. But don't we all go through that? Don't we feel more open, more real when we're in a tragedy? Because we're not thinking about ourselves so much. We're thinking about the whole. That's why I say if we can stay in that love place all the time, or at least know the way to it, and activate it. Whenever there's a question, whenever there's a dissonant feeling, then we can stay in that peace and give love instead of judgment. Stealing is saying that you know more than that person. You deserve that and they don't. It's a judgment. The worst part of that judgment is saying that you don't have it. You have all of God right where you are. Even if you deny it, even if you don't know about it, God is still active in your world. You wouldn't be here. So if I want a thing, a person, an experience, I don't have to take it from someone else. This is not a finite thing. We're talking about the infinite. You have infinite substance. You have infinite wisdom. You have all that understanding right there. Y'all remember that other song we had, What I Want to Know, I Understand. Who I Wish I Could, I Can. Who I Want to Be, I Am. And that's true right now. It doesn't say, I will be. I am. Remember, that is your definition. You get to finish the end of that sentence. And whatever you claim, the universe says yes. Now, I'm not saying that a Lamborghini is going to appear right here. It might. But I'm not saying that. We live in time and space. So that's why sometimes the things we think we've asked for in prayer and meditation, all our life I want it, we don't see it because we're affirming we don't have it. If we can realize the God within that has everything, all substance, all energy, everything is right here. You have it. You just haven't seen it yet. I want to be fit and slim. That's in here. I just haven't seen it yet. This is a world of action. You notice that we know God is all-knowing, all-loving, but we still have to pray. We still have to set intention. We still have to move toward those things that are our goals. We have to act in this world. We're told to ask and we receive. But if you notice, all of Jesus' miracles, there was an action. Go and show the priest. Put this spittle on your eye. Stand and walk. There was always an action. So it's not that we pray and ask because God doesn't know what you're feeling, what you're wanting. It's for us to focus our energies. Remember, you have all energy, the energy of God, the Creator, in you. That's why we can create, we can make things. So when you say, I can't, I don't have it, that person has it, and I've got to get theirs, you've just cut yourself off from your awareness of God. There is here. that person is you. So if you're looking to steal, you're trying to take something from something else that you think you don't have. And you do. We are an unfoldment. We have everything in, and as we let it out, as we decide how we want to interface in this world, we get feedback of the consequences of what we've done. If I've been fussing for years, and that's my habit, and I keep doing that, I'm going to get the feedback from that. But if I look at something that I don't approve of and say, bless them, the God in them knows what they need, and I'm so happy that they're getting it. I love the love in them. You don't have to know what it's going to be, but you can spread the truth of who you are to make the world a better place, and it takes so much off of you. This is talking about lack. You don't have to steal if you know you've already got it. And you do. Just because we're in time and space and we're taking the steps toward our goals, enjoy the journey. That's what life is. Even the parts. You know, if we were taping, I said crappy, okay? But even that, you know, I'm not going to go into the compost, but everything helps everything else grow. We're like a tapestry. So you're sitting in your room feeling grateful for your life. That exudes from you. The very walls of your, you know when you come in here, there's a vibe. So the even walls of your house change by what you're exuding. Whenever something looks unpleasant, look for the love. Some people have a style that feels confrontational, but that's their style. That doesn't have to affect you. If someone's ranting and raving, see the God in them. Sometimes it'll make them cool down. But even if it doesn't, we know prayer works. We know that the realizations we get in meditation are true and actionable. When you let that be your lead, there's no need for stealing, and the angst of whatever someone else is doing fades away. You help them by knowing the Christ in them. And knowing the Christ in you, remember he said, what I do and more shall you do. So this is not something that you have to learn or work up. It's who you are. When you focus on love, everything comes together. And whether you see that outcome or not, you know the wholeness is. You know that that's the inevitable end or consequence of your action. Sounds complicated, but it's not. It's just a new habit. When I have to stop and say, they're doing what they know from where they are and do it in love. That doesn't mean you have to take on that thing that you're saying you're accepting in them. You already have everything in you. Whatever another human being did, you can too. Because it's in you, we're all one. So just because I don't like the way my baby finger is moving, I don't cut it off. Now, they used to cut ears and hands and stuff off. We don't do that. But we cut off that thought that said it was wrong, that judgment, and move everything from love and honest awareness of our oneness. I'm telling you guys, this has changed my life. To live from the oneness, to know that we are all love and everybody wins. You see somebody doing something, they're still going to be, I was telling Jen, I was watching 6 Feet Under. We just discovered it. It's had many seasons. So those first ones are better than the last ones to me. And the person they were living in a funeral home, funeral director, that family is where they're coming from. And the person who died would come back and look at their body and say, wow, I really messed up, huh? You know, and always kind of bantering, and whatever they learned in their life comes out in the show, which I thought was a really cool way to do it. And the point is, when they've left their body, they see They see what they've done. They see that their consequences are what they chose. We understand that. So our consequence is love and peace and joy. Because we come from there, we go to there. And that is what we spread by living our life from what we really are. God in action. Yay, God!
Thank you, friends, for joining us in this insightful journey through the Eighth Commandment, Thou shalt not steal. As we part ways on this November 12th, 2023, may the teachings of Reverend Judith Taylor encourage you to embrace a life of integrity and respect for the possessions and rights of others. For more spiritual guidance and resources, please visit our website at tylerunitycenter.org. Connect with our community by visiting our Facebook page and subscribing to our free weekly newsletter. And remember, if you're near Tyler, Texas, we would love to welcome you in person at 14024 Highway 155 South. Copyright 2023, Tyler Unity Center. All rights reserved. May the principles of honesty and respect guide your path, and may your actions always reflect the integrity of your heart.